Hi guys, it's me. I'm back in my studios in Central Texas, USA, and there's no place like home. I know you've heard that a million times, but it's true. It's true. I'm back home, safely alive after my camping trip in my Prius for 10 or 11 days, whatever it was. Anyway, uh, it's easy to do things when you're home. I mean, you know where everything is, and it's predictable. I got up this morning and took my walk, and the same old dog was there waiting for me to bark at me, which kind of made me feel good. It used to irritate me, but this morning I was glad to hear from him. And I don't know if you remember the movie Groundhog Days. I can't remember who starred in it, but he's really popular. But it's about this guy that wakes up and it's the same day every day. Well, that's kind of the way it is with our lives. We get a routine, and we do basically the same thing. And all I did was just give myself a shock treatment and do something different for a few days. And, now I'm pretty much back into my routine. And it's good to be back. It is. And will I go on another trip soon? Not soon. Maybe in October when it's cooler, and because after Labor Day the tourists pretty much go back home, and school starts, so that slows down the traffic in the camping areas, which is the way I like it. But again, every time I go, it seems like, I'm sure it's because I'm getting older, of course, but it seems like things are changing. I mean, I don't know how. I just exactly. For one thing, the campgrounds are more crowded. That's for sure. That's for sure. Even though, I've managed to find some that were, fairly okay or open. By and large, even the national forest where you can do what's called dispersed camping, where you just drive out and park your car or set up your tent, whatever you want to do. And, you can do that on any forest road within 100 yards of the road, I think is the rule. And, I had drove down a few of those just to see what was going on. And there were a lot of people out there doing the dispersed camping, which, that's a surprise. Usually there's very few people out there, if any. And so anyway, as far as taking another trip, it may be a while. I'm not sure. It just depends. Now, what will I do for videos now? That is a damn good question. You know, what is my backup act? I don't have one, folks. I really don't. And anyway, this is my studio, as you know, my RV. This is an RV parked in Central Texas, USA. And right now, the temperature for the next 10 days is going to be right around 100 degrees Fahrenheit, which is about what, 36 degrees centigrade, I guess, somewhere in that range. But anyway, I don't know. I've thought about, again, it's hard to make stuff up. You know what I mean? If it's not real, or you don't believe in it, or you don't, or not actually doing it, I can't do it. And I can do product reviews and stuff, but I don't use that many products. Camping, I'm not going to do that every day. There are some uh, channels, of course, that have people in RVs that are traveling all the time. And, I got to tell you, I met some people that are doing that. And, I don't care what they tell you on their YouTube channel, it's not fun and it's not easy. It's just not. You're not at home. I mean, even though you're in your RV, which may be your home, uh, it's just difficult. Home base is great. I mean, having a home, excuse me, having a home base is great. I mean, I've lived in this little, been here for like 20 years or so in this area, and I know my way around. I can do the wine tasting events if I choose to or not. And so it's just good to have a home, I guess you'd say. Particularly as you get older, maybe when you're younger, you can be a little bit more rambling. But for me, I like my home base. Now, Uh, Again, the trip for me, I think I said was a 9. It's true. I enjoyed it. It's good. I mean, it was really nice. Got to see the mountains and fresh air and met some people from all over the U. I mean, U.S. primarily. Met a few people from overseas, New Zealand, Australia, some from England, not too many, are from the European Union. And the reason is the pound took a beating after Brexit, so the currency rates are not favorable right now for them traveling in the U.S. So again, it's probably slowed it down some. Uh, Met some interesting people. In fact, in Lubbock, after my quote near muggy, God, that was boy, that was that close. I promise you. Had that door been unlocked, even though fortunately I had that seat pushed all the way forward and leaned forward because I had my sleeping bag. That's what the side I slept on. He was on that side, and even if he'd have got the door open, he couldn't have got in. I mean, he could have done some damage. I mean, and he may have got to my pistol. Who knows? I mean, he may have got to it first. I don't know because he really surprised me. I mean, I just was taking I got a aluminum, windshield thing to keep the heat out of the car, and I was reaching up to start that thing down to roll it up, and just happened to look, and there he was. He was already pulling on the door handle. So those things happen. But after that, I went to a gas station and got some gas. I went in and I thought I'd maybe pick up a snack from the road, but then I remembered I had some stuff. But while I was inside, there was a couple there, and just because I'd been on the road, I said, "Where are y'all from?" They said, "Well, we're from Dallas." And I said, "Really? How's things in Dallas?" We talked for a few minutes, and I was telling them about what happened to me and that nigger trying to open my door. And they said, in Dallas, they live in a gated community in Dallas, Texas, and they don't go walking even in their own community for exercise. They go to a YMCA or they go to a Lowe's Hardware or a Walmart. And I said, "Why is that?" And they said, "Well, because there's been so many uh, burglaries in our neighborhood, and the people don't feel safe in their own neighborhood." And I thought, that's a big change. You know, I, Again, that's sad. I mean, where I walk out here, of course, we have dogs, but I don't, as far as I know, I don't have to worry about the people too much. So, the world's getting maybe a little more aggressive. I don't know. I mean, but again, traveling. Whenever I'm traveling, I'm exposed, and I know it, and I'm vulnerable. If you were a predator and you were looking for a victim, you're looking at me. You want somebody old, and weaker, because they're not going to put up as much of a fight. And so, I know that. I know it. And, I'm just surprised that I never saw the guy because when I came out of the little restaurant, I looked. I mean, I even scanned to see under cars, I mean, like, you can see people standing on the other side. If you look underneath, you can see the feet or legs. And I didn't see anything, man. Just a brief scan. I looked left, right, and walked straight to my car. I mean, luckily I walked straight to my car because whoever it was I don't know if they were watching for me or just anybody, and I happened to be the first one out. But anyway, I don't know why I keep going over it. I guess I do keep going over it because I keep going over my mind to figure out what I could do to improve. And but I got to tell you one thing: pointing that pistol at somebody, I call it the mind changer. Because every time I point the mind changer at somebody, they change their mind. Would I have shot that guy? You goddamn right. Without conscience. Without conscience. Promise you I would have. I mean, he lucky I didn't fire anyway. Had he not backed away, my finger was on the trigger, the hammer was back. Hello, baby. But be that as it may, it worked out. But we were both that close to being in harm's way. So, moving on, next topic, what is it? Next topic is the future of the channel. I mean, I'll continue to do the videos, but I mean, you're going to get stuff from my studio again for a while. Shit, I don't know. I can do some traveling around this area things, and we'll see. I'm just going to play it by ear. I'm not going to be, I don't make any money out of the channel, so it's not like I'm losing a livelihood. I do get some fan funding again, which I've mentioned. I think so far I've gotten around $20. So it's not, uh, it's not a lot of money. Okay, But I do appreciate it. I don't care what it is. Dimes and dollars, folks. Dimes and dollars. So, but again, thanks again for all the comments. I do appreciate that. I mean, I've got to get caught up. There's 4 or 5 comments I need to respond to, and I may do that. I'll look at those comments and see if I can make a few videos out of the comments, because some of the times somebody will make a comment, and it may also uh, be something that other people are interested in. I'll bring that up. But anyway, I'm safely back home, and the trip was okay. Nothing changed. I mean, when I opened the door, I came in. Of course, you need to air it out a little bit. But other than that, I flipped on the internet and flipped on my sound box, or whatever you call that thing, and listening to stream. I'm streaming Pandora music. I had my smoothie this morning with my blueberries, yogurt, mixed fruit, and I put a little prune juice in there, about 3 or 4 ounces of prune juice, and that gives you enough fiber to kind of keep you regular, so to speak. Because as you get older, goddamn, everything just everything screws up. Son of a bitch. So, what else is there? I can't think of a thing other than a bunch of politics, and I'm not going to get into that. I'll try to stay away from politics and religion for sure. You get enough of that, don't you? So today is Friday. Today I think is June the 22nd, or July the 22nd. I think so. I think it's Friday, July the 22nd. It's about 8:45 a.m. The temperature here right now is already about 80. It'll be 100 today. I got to do some washing because I got some stuff. But knock on wood, I don't have any bug bites. None. None. Not one. Usually when I get back from a camping trip, I'll have little red bumps on my legs and maybe on my arms or somewhere. This time I don't have any. So the bugs were not bothering me this time for some reason. I don't know why. So anyway, you guys, have a great day. Thanks again for the comments. Do appreciate it. And all you people that subscribe, God help you. There's peaks and valleys on this channel. Peaks and valleys. And the valleys sometimes can be really wide. Really wide. We got some really wide valleys here in Texas. Very few mountains. Very few peaks. But we'll see. I mean, I'll keep you. It's like a journal for me. I mean, you guys, I promise you, you guys that have been watching these for more than 3 months probably know me better than my own family. Okay? That's a fact. That is a total fact. So, y'all have a good day. I've been trying to end this for about 5 minutes, haven't I? God damn. Okay. Thumbs up. Adios. Carpe diem. And bye-bye. Why do I do that? I'll tell you. You got to watch the video on the Colorado River. It's way back a few months. Boy, I didn't shave at all, did I? Shit, no. Bye. Adios.